Well, I know, I mean, I knew about this whole world by way of the movie. I didn't read the books years
Mm.
ago. I knew that they existed. And when I first saw this project and was looking to come on, like I didn't, my only awareness was of the film.
Mm.
But I know that in the adaptation of the book series, there's many things in terms of I mean, obviously the core, the family is the same, while racially we're different, right? But there's a lot of the mythical, magical characters are the same, but our series takes a little bit more license in sort of expanding on some of the core characters and also a lot of the themes that these characters are dealing with. So kind of modernizing it, I guess, in a way for these times. So there's a lot that's still the same, but I think when it comes into more getting more in depth with the characters and their arc and things like that, it really expands from the original source material. And I think that was really great because, the writers were, it was a collaborative thing between the authors and our showrunner and the writers from our show to make something that is still in the essence and the grain of this amazing world they created, but different at the same time. And I think that fans of the series, of the book series, will be delighted because it's still at the core. It's still so much of what people fell in love with, just different. Well, it's always like, when you're meeting people for the first time and you're either, whether you're going to be playing family or you're going to play romantic partners or whatever, it's always that weird moment where you're like, you're meeting for the first time and you're like, all right, so now we're supposed to have chemistry. But like, as actors, we can act that, but it's wonderful when you meet people for the first time and you instantly connect, or the chemistry is there, the ease is there, because that makes your job easier. It makes selling the relationship easier, more believable. And I feel like with those three kids of mine, I mean, like the minute we all met, it was instant that we just hit it off. And I don't know what it was. There was a comfort level that we just had as soon as we met each other. And then that just grew over time as we were filming. But we started out like that day one, just like it was already. I mean, we looked alike, and had similar spirits. So it was an easy. I mean, so lucky that it was just an easy transition into creating this family and this family dynamic. And that's what we had off camera. So on camera, it was just, we were saying lines, but off camera, that's who we were. Well, I mean, for me, it was, I actually auditioned. Yeah, I auditioned via Zoom.
Mm.
No. I think did I do a self-tape? Either way, I auditioned for it, right? Like,
You
it wasn't,
download
I worked for it.
yeah.
Um, but I think that, like, which I don't have a problem with that. It's nice when you get things offered to you and then sometimes that don't happen, but it's fine, especially for something that's so cool and interesting. So yeah, I mean, I kind of went through it in the way that many actors do. I mean, I probably wasn't as rigorous as with the kids, because finding that right dynamic of siblings, and then the fact of casting like fraternal twins. I mean, when I met Noah and Lion, I actually thought they were twins when I met them.
That's what I saw that actually before I
No, dude,
take a look at the
I
IMDb.
yeah, and I'm married to an identical twin,
Oh,
right? So when I met them, I was like, whoa, it took me it took me a second, like meaning like days, if not weeks, to be able to tell them apart. I was like, oh my God, the casting was so great. So, I mean, I would imagine when it comes to those roles, to find the right, who's the right fit of these kids, and then, after, everything after that. But yeah, it was like I said, my process of auditioning was probably not nowhere near as crazy as it was for them. Well, I mean, that was one of the things that also drew me to this project, because I mean the opportunity to work with one of the greats, and he really, really is. And he's such a great guy, such a sweet guy. So, I mean, that in terms of, what made this project attractive, that was definitely one of them. And then just working with him. I mean, he's just like down to earth, so cool, funny, and he was having a ball. I mean, I think that's one of the things with this show. For me, this was a different, I've never done a genre kind of project before. And it gave me the ability just to really like play in space, in this world. And he just ate it all up. And I think for sure, especially with like the younger actors too, and all of us. I mean, even myself, it's like just watching him work and watching his process was really inspiring. And then just having fun, just also just the fact that he takes it seriously, but it's not serious, but it is serious. So it was such a pleasure working with him, and feel very, very, very blessed to have that experience. Well, the funny thing is like it didn't feel like a set at all. I mean, they pretty much built a house with all of these rooms and detail, like the most amazing detail, attention to detail, from the flooring, the inlays in the wood flooring, to the drapes, to, I mean, you could open up any drawer or any closet in the house, because I'm not even set in the house, and you would find beautiful dishes, linens, like just, it was a house, it was a home. And that just made it, I mean, it made you feel totally immersed in the world without even having to try. I mean, like, I was very lucky that a lot of the effects were practical, or like right there, whether it be like Mulgarath, 8-foot Mulgarath that's like lurking around, or this house. I could have just lived in that house. Like, I could have just lived in that house. And it's just, nothing was left like, they thought of everything, every corner you turned in that house, every room you went into was just the most incredible attention to detail. And I've never experienced that. I mean, I've been on sets and I've been in houses before, but that was like, that took everything to a whole other level. Like, again, it didn't feel like a set at all.